What the hell is dating in 2023 looking like? Right?
Non-existent for me. Non-existent.
Yeah,
Non-existent.
we're already how many days? 30 days, no, 40 days into the year ish. Like 41 or something like that. I don't know how many days are in January anymore.
It changes year to year.
Right. Yeah, so we're 41 days into 2023, and dating has become like this man, it's almost like you're literally in this vast sea of people. So you're like a small fish or whatever in this vast sea of people. You know, there's so many online dating apps. There's so many ways you can meet people nowadays. Like, the world is so connected, even more so now after, post-pandemic, if you want to call it that, you know, it makes life a lot challenging as far as dating goes, because you want to know the person, especially at our age. You want to know these people, right? We have tendencies. You want those people to have the right kind of tendencies. You've been through relationships that obviously failed, if you're still single these days, or if you're in a relationship and it's just failing currently, sorry. Yeah, so you have this vast sea of opportunity to meet these people, and there's so many ways to do it. And recently I was on YouTube, and I was watching a couple of, I guess, videos of some sort. Like, it's not like a series, but I guess, like, you have these men who get passports and fly around the world to meet women, and these American men, because the American woman in society doesn't appeal to them anymore. And so their idea of a wife or a spouse is women that are like in the Philippines or Dominican Republic, like almost like third world countries, because they are raised a certain type of way, right? A way that was
submissive and subservient.
Yep. And and it's I find that fascinating, because that is not something that would have crossed my mind. Because you go to these countries, like the ones I named, or you go to, like, even countries that are a lot more updated with civilization and stuff like that. You won't necessarily call them a third world country. Like, if you go to, like, France or something like that, I would still think, you would find something different other than what is homegrown, right? Yeah. So, I just find it fascinating that's their outlook and their take on life. And then there was like a rebuttal video to these men, which they are called, like, passport bros. Yeah. So there's like a rebuttal out there from this guy. I can't remember his name. I don't even have the reference video. But, like, this guy, he calls the passport bros, pretty much lame, because they don't have the tools or the skill set to attract the American woman, because the American woman, they are not in that same light, right? They're not looked at in that same light. They're very independent, right? They've grown different, right?
Land of the free, home of the brave.
Right, over the years, right? They can go out and go get their own and stuff like that. Not saying that these women, obviously, in these other countries aren't able to or capable, but they're almost fit like a role in a
culturally
sense.
different.
Right, culturally different. Right. So yeah, like so his rebuttal was just like wild crazy, like calling him, lame and all other kinds of names that, it obviously is for entertainment purposes as well. But yeah, so like, like this is where dating is headed essentially, or it is, like I didn't even touch on the amount of dating apps.
There's a million of them.
There's a million of them. A couple of them I've used.
They might be logged out, but they might still be
Yeah,
on the phone.
right. So, and you can meet people on there. You can meet friends, I guess. But obviously the goal is to meet a spouse, right? And while I've had, maybe a success story here and there or whatever, where I probably still keep in contact with that person even though we're not intimate. But there's still a barrier, right? Of like, it's not, you're talking to a person, who's miles away through technology, which is cool, right? In theory. However, you're missing that human interaction aspect, like that love at first sight type of feeling. Like when you meet someone at like a shopping center, or you meet someone, in the mall, you meet someone at a bar, or or a club or something like that, like, right, you share like that immediate bond right then and there, to whereas like, okay, tell me about yourself.
Yeah.
Huh? Like that is the quickest way to get me to run away. Like the whole like, oh yeah, tell me about yourself. Like, all right.
It's a bit forced.
Yeah, exactly. Because now I'm reading from a script, right? Now I'm being interviewed, right?
Yeah.
So
the answers that
right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So because now I'm sizing you up, right, from your profile, right? The first thing that these dating apps are designed to do is to make sure that you're a looker, right? They want you to, first of all, not be provocative to whereas in you're wearing no clothes, right? But they entice you to sell yourself. So the one way you sell yourself is physically. So, you know what I'm saying? I might want to wear a tight shirt, or a girl might want to take a picture from, her backside or whatever the case may be. And, so now with me being a consumer, I'm looking at this and I'm obviously attracted to these things. So I'm going to click, I'm going to swipe right and stuff like that. And we're not even going to get into the microtransactions that go on and the amount of money that these apps make, but just the concept of the whole dating, it gets real, it can get redundant because you're constantly like, you have someone you got people on there who's being a person that they aren't, right? When you meet them, that is who they are, right? And I mean, at first sight, you could get a gist of who that person is, right? And if you like them or not. Whereas in behind technology, it's easy to be someone you're not, right? And I'm sure we both had experiences where that has happened, whether it was like just relationship or just people in general, right? And yeah, man, I think it's gonna get really, really difficult, for some people, if it continues to head down this way. They're already talking about AIs and stuff like that. Like, like I've seen a couple movies where, you have humans falling in love with AI technology because, there's just that human aspect of meeting each other and stuff like that is just, it's non-existent.
It is, but like you were saying about kind of like selling yourself on these apps,
right?
Like what just came to me, it's like you're shopping for a top shelf item without checking the ingredients first.
Oh yeah.
Like it's just like what looks the best, what seems like it'll give me the most bang for my buck, and then you take it home and you read the ingredients and it's just saturated fats, high fructose corn syrup, like shit that you don't need in your life.
Exactly.
But it looked good, it looked tasty. But now I got diabetes, high blood pressure, cholesterol, all this shit because we didn't have that interaction first. Like we didn't meet and explore each other.
Yeah.
Like, and then discover from there. So yeah, no, I agree completely. But it's kind of twofold when it comes to to me and my community though, because like yeah, we do the apps and all of that as well, but 9 times out of 10 people aren't really looking for relationships on the apps. It's just for
That's
one
true.
night stands. It's
That is
for
true. That is an element.
consistency of weekend loneliness, all of these other things.
Yeah.
So like yeah, I've had a pretty decent success story with meeting an ex on an app and still keep in touch, like very deep connection. But
Yeah.
I understand the difference of that true discovery of somebody and then the connection being turned into that, as opposed to it like you were saying, that love at first sight, which in a sense did happen, but it's still not that movie
Right,
atmospheric
yeah.
one where it's just like two people walking down the street, you see each other and it's like, wow. It's like I saw pictures, I was enticed, you were enticed, then the wow happened.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but like you said, dating in 2023, I don't know if that's going to happen for me. I don't know, because people, one, they crazy.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of.
I know you make a lot of jokes too about getting locked in someone's basement.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. People, I've seen it on TV.
Yeah,
I've seen it in the news. Like people are crazy in these streets.
They are.
Wake up one day, chained to somebody's like steam pipes in their basement.
Yeah, see. Nah,
like,
that's giving. It's giving you, right? Who like don't be my Joe Goldberg, okay? Like let's not, Shouts out to Netflix too. They just released I think part 3 or something like that, season 3 for you. I'm gonna check that out.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, like it exactly what you're saying. So because even with, I want to definitely touch on a bit like the success stories, like I was saying, previously, like there are people whom I've met on that app to where it's like, yo, we become pretty good friends,
Mm-hmm.
or we have a relationship that isn't distasteful, right? So if we see each other, there's always still pleasant.
Very,
yes,
very much so.
Yes, yeah, and that's great. Yeah. That's really, really great, because I dislike, when you do have those bad experiences, those bad tastes, and now you have to, you might see this person again, and you're like, oh my God, let me just walk the other way.
Avoidance is real.
Like please don't get caught in the Starbucks line, and then you see that person, it's just like, yeah, I really want my coffee, but I think I'm gonna have to.
I walk to the next corner.
Yeah, right.
Starbucks.
Right.
Well, in terms of like the dating, like we were talking about the other day, like people who are too enthusiastic at first, like through these apps.
Yes.
Like you could be in a space where you're just trying to genuinely slowly get to know somebody.
Right.
First encounter, they ready to take you off the market, go and get a wedding registry and get married, and it's. There's no time. There's no actual getting to know each other. It's just face value, like infatuation. Like that is, to me, one of the biggest turnoffs when it comes to engaging or dating, quote unquote, somebody, is the immediate need to be together. Because at the end of the day, you don't know me yet.
Yeah.
You don't know me. Like you want to take me off the market, but I could literally have skeletons in my closet right now. Speaking of like people being like, you don't know me. So like take the time to discover if the like can become love, and then the love can become forever. Like people are so quick to see a fancy package, like we were saying, and just be ready to gung-ho all full force for it. And I'm like, I get it. There are times that may happen.
Yeah.
But if we are just meeting and having the first conversation in person, you don't know me enough to say that you want to take me off the market.
Yeah. I mean, and I can't I can't deny that I've been in those shoes. So whereas like I've seen like, even if she wasn't, she wasn't Rihanna or something like, or whoever you think is the most beautiful woman in the world, or man, the beautiful person in the world. their personality, right? When you first meet, right? Like we were having a conversation on the way over here, and young lady who I was dating a couple years ago, you know, like her personality was just great to where I was taking that drive, you know, I was taking that 40-minute drive, you know, every day to go just go link up with her, you know, to go you know, go do things with her and stuff like that. So it was there are times where those things, you know, work. However, you have to know and understand yourself, I believe, when to turn it off or not turn it on. You know, like, you know, control, right? So, and that's also part of dating. Because I, like, as when I was growing up, because I did that, literally, I had no type of, you know, because I do think dating and learning how to date is a thing, and I did not know how to date someone. I didn't know how to also date myself, and you know, so within that realm, you know, I was like, you know, I was a youth where, you know, I was having, you know, I had relationships, multiple at the same time, and not really understanding what was happening, what I was doing. And, you know, obviously I broke a lot of hearts. But it wasn't until I got into the military and, you know, it was just me, you know, I didn't have those excess points. So whereas, and, you know, I can call this one and we can go to the movies or something. I can call this one
distractions.
Right. So I had to go out and be an adult and actually, you know, once again, learn how to ask a woman out, right? Because now I'm in a realm and I'm dealing with grown people. You know, I'm not. These are people that I grew up with, right? So we don't have that same banter. So I got to create that, right? So learning how to do that, right? Learning how to prepare for a date, right? Making sure that I have the funds, making sure that the restaurant is, you know, it is what it is, and I've already scoped it out. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that I have plans, right, beforehand and after, right? What I'm gonna say if she says this, and you know, just like I literally had to learn how to date, right? First, and then I had to learn. I remember like saying to myself, we were at a bar and I didn't know what to drink. I was a drinker, but I didn't know what to drink. Like I was, you know, I'm, you know, God, from the, you know, streets, if you will. So I'm getting, you know, Henny and Red Bull. You know what I'm saying? A Remy and Cranberry. Like, you know what I'm saying? These places don't have that. Absolutely. So I had to legit learn how to, you know, how to order a drink. I had to learn what drinks that I like, right? So in case that, you know, in case if ever, like, you know, I go to the bathroom and she wants to order me a drink, right? She doesn't know what to order me. I don't even know what I like. So, you know, and then I had to start to venture off. And then I think, man, there's probably a lot of you out there too who probably think like, yo, my first drink was a Long Island. That was mine. That was my first.
A lot of people's first drink.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, I want a Long Island because it's easy to grasp, right? Even though you don't know what's in it, but you know what I'm saying, if you've been drinking since you was a youth, you know, like you've been drinking dirty, you know, like all your life.
Jungle juice.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just the easiest thing to gravitate towards. So so Long Island was like my go-to for the longest. And then I met a girl in I was stationed in Alaska, met her there, and you know, I had to learn something new about myself. Like but I learned I like tequila. I'm a tequila man. I'm a 100% tequila man. She was Jameson, right? That was her go-to. And I'm like, yeah, okay, cool. What's tequila? What can I get with tequila and whatnot? And then, you know, I just settled on, all right, cool. Tequila sour was my thing. Okay. Right? Tequila sour was my thing. You know, if I can, you know, I got Patron, you know, we have they got Terramana out there now. What else is out there? De Leon, Don Julio. Don Julio is definitely a favorite of mine. But yeah, you know, it is an aspect of learning how to date, because when you go on these dating websites, right, you, especially, you know, when you're, you know, in your mid-20s and above, you know, you have to, people are there's an expectation that you have to come with, right? Because there's expectations that when we bring people into our lives that they have to come with already. Like, just it's just standard, right? You gotta be able to know how to wash your own clothes. You gotta be able to wash dishes. You know, you probably don't have to be the best cook, but you shouldn't be burning rice, right? Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect you to be able to make a 5-course meal. However, like, you know, there's
the
some
basics. You need to know the basics of survival when it comes to eating.
Exactly. Wash your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Between the cheeks, please. Not just outside.
Right. So, you know, so I do think, man, yeah, dating in 2023 has become hectic because we're pre-locked into, like, even pandemic. We didn't even like really touch on like what that has done to dating and how the boom in dating websites, the surge in the amount of dating websites has had on relationships in 2023. And but yeah, it's a doozy. It's a doozy, to say the least. I tell you that.